Hey guys, thanks for checking out my YouTube video. I want to do a key points in climbing in League of Legends. You know, I looked all over YouTube and Twitch when I first started, and I just could not find anything. They would not go in detail about anything, but I just want to share a few key points and like what I've learned from playing League of Legends. I'm using gameplay from one of my Smurf accounts. Even though there was new players in this game, it mainly consisted of other Smurfs. But anyways, I'm trying to do all of this like off the top of my head. I have some stuff written down, but I'm just want to try and do all this off the top of my head because I don't want to sound all perfect and all that. But anyways, you know, last season I was Diamond 2. This season I'm Diamond 2, and you know, I just want to help out people and explain how you can win solo queue games and how you can carry them. But anyways, you know, you want to stay positive, and you do not want to tilt. You do not want to be toxic in League of Legends because, you know, toxic it spreads, and you know, if you're toxic to somebody, like, they're going to do bad. I've learned that from experience. Like, I've lost so many games because I was toxic to somebody over a simple mistake, and sometimes I'll be winning the game and I'll be toxic to them, and you know, they just couldn't take my shit anymore, and they just got so tilted, and they would just throw, or they would just not do as well. And you know, if you're toxic, you know, it changes people's moods. Like, it spreads to other people, and they do the same thing the next game. Instead of me flaming somebody, they're gonna be flaming somebody over stupid mistakes because, you know, they're tilted. You know, you don't want to do that. You want to stay positive. If somebody's in chat just like flaming you or anything, just mute them, or just read it and just don't even pay attention to them. Just, like you shouldn't care what they say. You should only focus on yourself. You know, people make mistakes. Like, it's nobody's perfect. You know, it's just that, you know, you just want to get better so that way you can stop making the same mistakes. But yeah, you do not want to be toxic. I've learned from experience because my main account that was Diamond 2 got banned, and it got permanently banned because I was just extremely toxic. You know, I wasn't like Tyler 1 toxic, but you know, it still doesn't, you know, I shouldn't be utilizing that behavior. And it's just, you know, when I got banned, you know, I lost all the money I put into that account, all the champions, runes, everything. I've lost it all because I was toxic, and you do not want to lose your main account or any accounts because of that, especially if you put money and time into it. But anyways, you want to use, if you want to climb and see like what champs are good in this meta, I suggest you use nerfplz.com. It's a really good site. It's run by a Diamond 4 player. I looked them up, and it's really accurate. I use it all the time to see what champions are good for each role in the meta. And I just learned to play those champions and take them into solo queue. And my win rate, you know, skyrockets because, you know, you're playing these champions that have really high win rates, and they're really good in solo queue. You know, you're going to climb. So I suggest using that site because it's really helpful, and it also explains why they're picked and why it's OP. But yeah, another one is to not blame your teammates. You should always blame yourself. There's always opportunities to change the way the game is played, change the pace of it. You know, I've lost 4v5 games. I've lost 5v4 games. I won 4v5 games and I lost 5v4 games. Like, I know that was confusing, but you know what I mean. You should. I really recommend using nerfplz.com. It's nerfplz.com. It's a really good site for, you know, seeing what is a flavor of the month champs. It's run by a Diamond 4 player. I looked them up, and it's really consistent. It's really good. I like it. I use it, And whenever champions are like god tier, I really focus on playing them because it's free low, and I just learned to play those champions, and I win more games, and it mainly focuses more on the meta and why they're good. And what I really like about it is that like he also lists why this champion is at the top tier, and why the meta is shifting. Like he's really good at that. So I recommend using it. And when you are ahead, like say if you won your lane and you got the first blood turret and all that. Say if you're top lane, ADC, or mid lane, you want to roam, like you want to apply pressure on the map. So if you got the turret, then you don't need to go in that lane anymore, unless they're like hard pushing your turret or something. But you don't need to go down bot lane if you already got the turret. You can just go down mid lane or top lane, help out your laners out, and get their turrets for them. You want to apply pressure around the map. You don't want to sit in one lane for the entire game because you want it. You want to win other people's lanes on your team. That's how you carry your game. You want to pressure the map. And that's saying for like supports and mid laners. If you shove in your lane, then you have an opportunity to roam around the map. So if you are a support and you're with your ADC, you shove the lane down bot lane. Just tell your ADC, I want to roam mid and try to pick up a kill or something. And the same goes for mid lane. If you mid laners have really high like wave clear, you push in the person, and then you roam top or bot, and you try to gank and try to apply pressure, get somebody's flash, or get some kills. Like that's how you carry the game. Apply pressure. You also want to play a lot of games. If people don't climb because they played like, oh, I played only like 10 games and I can get the diamond. Like, no, that's not the way it works. Like, you play a lot of games, and if you get more experience with the champion, you get better mechanics, and you're able to like focus on like your mistakes, because nobody's perfect, like I said, and you can make mistakes and you can learn from it, and then you'll learn, I shouldn't do that anymore. If I do that, I'm gonna die. When I was silver, I thought, I'm a pretty decent player. Why am I still silver? Well, that's because I keep diving the turret for no reason at all, and I keep diving and I keep dying. Like I might get a kill in the process, but I'm still feeding the kill, and I'm thinking like, oh, that's okay. But no, it's not okay. You want to make sure that you don't feed as much as possible. You want to have the less deaths, because even though I got a kill from it, he got a kill too, and he's still in the game because he still got gold from me. It's 300 gold every time you kill a champion. I mean, he still got some gold. I thought it was hindering him, but no, he got gold, and it makes me lose more pressure, because he's not like getting abused or nothing. Like, he can still be in the game because he still gets gold. When you play a lane, like you want to make sure the other laner doesn't get as much golden experience as possible, so he's useless mid to late game. You also want to learn how to play from behind. The way you want to play from behind is that you don't want to feed as much as possible. If you're in a tough matchup, people will say, oh, you got countered, or this is a counter. There is no such thing as counters in League of Legends. Let me tell you that. Like, when you were facing a Kayle versus Pantheon, it is not a counter. It's called a matchup. It's a very hard matchup. Kayle does not win against Pantheon. I mean, she can, but she most likely will not win, because Pantheon, he usually takes Ignite, his passive blocks her auto attacks, and then he gets a stun and another free passive because he can block it. And he also can just chunk spears at her while she when she autos, he gets a shield from it. So it blocks the auto attacks. It's not a counter, it's a bad matchup. I mean, Kayle can still win the matchup if the Pantheon's bad, or if the Pantheon screws up, or if your jungler camps him. but there is no such thing as counters. Okay, but the way you want to play from behind is that you want to CS as much as possible. You want to stay on your turret as much as possible if you can, and let the CS come to you. Don't go out for the CS. Let the CS come to you, because you're going to get harassed and have to back, or the jungler might be camping you. You just want to sit back and let the CS come to you. Now, if he is freezing the wave, now low elo doesn't freeze the wave that well, but if they are freezing the wave, and this is like from higher elo, then that means that if this is I'm saying this from top lane as an example. If they're freezing the wave, what you want to do is you want to look for an opportunity to gank mid or bot, or work up your jungler and invade the jungle. You do not want to sit there at your turret waiting for the CS to come to you, because it will not come to you. If they're really good at wave control, it will not come to you. But you want to look for opportunities around the map. So even though you have 20 CS against this 50 CS laner, you can still gank mid and gank bot and still be useful to your team, and hopefully you grab get a turret out of it. If I'm playing Pantheon and I am losing to a Cannon or whatever by 50 CS, and she's bullying me, I can hit level 6 and then try to look for a gank mid, or I can try to look for a gank bot. That way I'll still be useful for my team and still apply pressure, and then the Cannon will try to push the turret in, and that's when I can just go back to lane and get my CS. Because then the top lane will just be like, oh man, I screwed up. He still did something while I froze the wave on him. I might have gotten a little bit more XP and more CS out of it, but he still created pressure around the map, and he still picked up some kills or flashes or whatever and stuff like that. That's the way you want to play it. I'll make it more in-depth with another video when that time comes. You also want to capitalize on mistakes. Say if you see their jungler down bot 20-30 minutes in the game, and your whole team is top, then go take Baron. He's bot, he shouldn't be bot. You want to capitalize on it. Go take Baron. It's a free Baron. I see this in low elo all the time, where people just do not capitalize on mistakes. The games take 50 minutes to an hour long, maybe even longer, because people just do not capitalize on mistakes. They're too afraid to do anything. And even though I ping them and tell them, oh, we should do this, they don't listen. And this is I hope people watch this so that they can pay attention to that kind of stuff. If you see jungler bot 20-30 minutes in the game, take Baron. If you see the jungler top, then go take Dragon. It's a free Dragon. If he's top, he can't smite it. He has to walk all the way down from top lane to the Dragon pit to smite it. It's a free Dragon. And you can only do this when the jungler is doing that, making those mistakes. If their ADC's dead, you can't really do anything, because there's an opportunity for the jungler to steal Baron or Dragon away from you. So you always want to do it when the jungler's either dead, or if he's top lane or bot lane when he shouldn't be. But if you're really far ahead, and if you have everything warded, and that he can't make it to Baron, then just hop on it. It's free. You also want to learn how to be carried. I can't stress this hard enough. If your team is doing good and you're doing okay, then just don't feed. Just try not to feed. Try to be as useful as possible. If you don't feed your laner, then it makes it easier for your team to carry you. Even though it doesn't feel nice to be carried, it still feels nice, to have a win and to work up your team. Just try not to do anything stupid. Try not to make any mistakes. Don't throw, and you'll get that free low. Wow, I noticed I said a lot. Okay, so you also want to utilize pressure correctly. if you know somebody's flash is down, like say you're a jungler, you know somebody's flash, like you went and ganked, you got their flash. If you know somebody's flash is down, then you know just go back and you can gank them for a free kill. Like I've seen people just gank and you know they get a flash and all that, but then they don't come back. They just go down there and farm their jungle, or they gank on their lanes. Like the person doesn't have flash. That's an easy gank. You can easily get a kill out of it. I see that all the time. And there's also people who cheese. I know that once you go and gank somebody and you kill them, I see junglers just wait in a brush, and then the other person TPs back into the lane around level like 3 or 4, and the jungler ganks again. Like he ganks again as soon as possible, and the person's dead again. Dies twice in like less than 3 or 4 minutes. Like I see that all the time in higher elo. Like you just gotta utilize pressure correctly, and that's the same thing with split pushing. You know, when you split push, make sure that your team is pushing on the other side of the map as well. Don't be split pushing by yourself when your team's not doing anything or not getting an objective, because that's just stupid. Because you're basically just going to die for nothing, and your teammates are just going to be like, why are you feeding? He intentionally feeding. Like, you just want to make sure your team's actually doing something. You want to coordinate with your team. Like, oh guys, I'm going down by get dragon, or I mean get baron, while I split push and try to draw like 2 or 3 people down bot. It'll be a free baron, and just have your team say it's okay to do that and everything like that. But make sure when you split push that everything is warded pretty well. That way you know you won't die before your team finishes baron and all that. You want to waste as much time as possible and draw pressure to the bottom side or top side of the maps say for dragon. But you also want to do that for turrets. Like say if the other team doesn't have say if you're winning your lane so hard that you just dominate this lane, it takes like 2 or 3 people up top or bot to kill you. You know, you just want to keep pressuring that lane and getting turrets out of it. Or if your team is in doing a team fight, like say 4v5, and your team can actually 4v5, then you want to be on the other side of the map split pushing. That way the other team is you know, they're basically trying to retreat and all that, but they can't because your teammates are just on top of them, and you know you can get free objectives out of that. But that's only if your team is far ahead that your team can 4v5 and you can split push. But you know, everything comes with a circumstance. I can't really say this for every game. Everything is situational. And it's really situational on what champions you pick as well against other champions, because some champions you can't split push or nothing against them, and you just won't have like success, especially if you're facing a GP or a Victor. They're just gonna instantly wave clear and everything, and or I mean a Ziggs too. They just instantly wave clear everything, and you can't really split push. Like your other options just to just group up with your team and try to team fight and catch people out. And the last thing I can think off the top of my head is positioning correctly. That goes for team fighting and yourself. Like say you don't want to be like on this side of the map, because then they can take your positioning and say like, oh yeah, he's top, he doesn't have TP, that means we can have free dragon, or we can get this bot for free, because there's only 4 people down bot, there's not 5, and you know, you don't want to be that person that gets that doesn't position well and rotates. You also don't want to get caught out, because if you get caught out, then you know it could be game changing. They could get an objective off of it, or like a turret, and they also could just end the game off of it, because it's a 4v5 and you don't spawn in until 70 seconds, and that's later in the game. There is also team fights. If you're playing a carry, you want to sit back in team fights. Now it's harder to do that in lower elo, but this goes for I guess it goes for anything if people are like you know, good enough for it. But you know, you want to position correctly. As I just died right here. Carries sit in the back. They do the most damage. They sit in the back. Tanks and frontline people, you know, they're frontline. They're supposed to be the ones that CC, and they are supposed to peel for their carries. I see this in lower elo all the time, where the frontline people they try going for their back, for the enemy team's back line, and that's not how you play. You let other, like, disrupt your champs, like I really do that kind of stuff. Or Jax, they go behind the back line and they disrupt their carries. Malphite, or I guess Malphite can do that, but Galio and Sejuani shouldn't be doing that. They should be there peeling for their carries and helping them you know, win the fight. Like, you want to make sure that your carries deal as much damage as possible if they're alive or before they're dead. And as a support, you know, you want to keep your carry alive or teammates alive by healing or just by CC, and so on. But, you know, as a tank, you always want to be front. As carries, you want to sit in the back, and then supports. If you're a tanky support, then be in the front line. But if you're a healer, sit in the back with your carry. And you know, that's basically it on how you position. You just got to make sure you just don't get caught out. And you just want to group up and not be by yourself. You always want to stay by your team. And you, as a carry, you always want to focus the first person that's near you. You not want to go walking through your tank or your front line to kill their carry. You just want to sit back, wait till their tank comes near you, or whoever the first person is, and just kill them and move forward. But I know this video is very long, but I hope you guys you know, still are watching it. I really appreciate it, because I explained a lot and just went a lot in detail about it, and I might add timestamps into the video. But thank you guys for watching. You know, if you really liked it, then like, subscribe, and please comment on what I should do better next time, and just let me know if you want to have another video where I go in depth, and you know, hopefully make more videos in the future. And I really want to start making YouTube videos, so anything would help. So thanks guys for watching.